DMG, aka Cool Tez, the Melanin God. And you want to know what it's like being black in Egypt. That's why you came here. You came here to get the scoop because it's a lot of things that YouTubers is just not telling y'all. So I got you. I got you. It's on me. It's on Cool. Alright. First of all, let me start here. You know how in America sometimes you feel like you're not so much respected. When you go there, it's more of a catering thing. They are catering to you. Um, from my personal experience, I've had many businessmen and store owners, and they could have been, just selling the game, but many of people have come to me and said, I am the representation of Egypt. Maybe they looked at my hair or how I was dressed, or maybe they really know something that, I didn't know. But the respect you get there is here. Is here. You heard me? Yeah. Being black in Egypt, something you should know, especially if you're coming from the United States, is all that talking about your government, talking about the government and how they do things. In America, we can talk our shit. We can talk our shit in America about the government. We got freedom of speech to a degree. You feel me? We can get down. When you go to these other countries, don't talk your shit until you safely make it to where you need to be outside of that country. What I mean is, a lot of foreign countries, their government is the real deal, and showing disrespect to the government will have you. You don't want to do that. You do not want to do that. So when you go there, respect the government, respect the land, respect the culture, respect the people, and keep your opinions to yourself. If it's got anything to do with, you feel me? Because hey, what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to come to Egypt. I don't want you to be in Giza or Cairo and you be so comfortable to being a rich baller that you forget that you are a guest, or you forget that you feel me? Don't do that. We have no idea what jail looks like in Egypt. We won't figure out. Shout out to the tribe. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you ain't already did that. Another thing you need to know as a black person traveling. First of all, let's get to the whole traveling idea as a whole. A lot of us don't travel because we assume it's out of our means. It's out of mind. It's out of mind, out of sight, out of our means. We assume that's not the case. Let me tell you right now, the hardest part about going to Egypt is buying the ticket. If you're coming from the United States, once you buy the ticket, you're Gucci. You're Gucci. So what does it look like? Because, when you go to other countries, you gotta buy visas, you gotta get tests, things of that nature, you gotta do it quite a bit. And sometimes that's overwhelming. Let me tell you, it's not that hard. All you gotta do is break it off piece by piece, like a Kit Kat bar. My thing was always the anxiety of not knowing what to do next. I always wanted to go to Thailand. I always wanted to go to Egypt, Dominican Republic. I was just so curious about what do I do next? How do I get there? Do I have to buy anything extra? Do I need to come with money? I got you right here. So we're gonna start with getting over there. First thing first is you buy your ticket. Egypt is a tourist country, so they're not like some countries where you have to get pre-approved for a visa. No, you pull up to Egypt, you get off the elevator once you're in the airport. You go downstairs and you buy a $25 visa. A visa is like not a passport, but a visa is basically a right to travel for a certain period of time. You hear me? A right to travel for a certain period of time. So most of the time when you're traveling to Egypt, unless you're there for work or you have special requirements, they give you a 30-day visa. And a 30-day visa is 25 American dollars. That's pretty cheap. So we talking, once you buy your flight ticket, you can go to any Walgreens If you have the vaccine, good for you. If you don't, shout out to you, to the tribe. Go ahead and go and get your test, your negative test results. I got mine the same day I left. Don't do that. Don't wait. Don't wait. Get them a day or so before, get your negative test results. And I flew with Air France, where they give you free wine as drink and dinner and all of that cool shit. Shout out to Air France. But whoever you may travel with, they're going to require to stamp a piece of paper for you saying that, hey, this man or this woman is not carrying around the virus. So the test is free. Your ticket may be anywhere between $600 to $2,000 depending on when you're going. Your visa is $30. Second thing you want to do, I'm putting you on game all the way up to the so you just go bing. Second thing you want to do is you want to exchange a couple dollars. You want to use that American money. Now they have the currency exchange at the airport. I advise you exchange just about $100. If you came there with about a couple $100, go ahead and exchange $100. They're going to give you quite a bit of money back. It's okay. You're going to need that. You're going to need that. First thing I noticed when I went outside of America was, hey, I don't have phone service, aka I don't have Wi-Fi, aka I'm low-key just out here naked. And that's a vulnerable feeling. So when you get there, just understand that you're gonna wanna have access to the people that you love. You're gonna want to be able to communicate and buy things. And now that our cell phones are able to play a big role in that, especially with Apple Pay, it's going to be very convenient for you to come. So what that would look like is once you get your visa, once you exchange a couple of dollar bills, you would then go through the security checkpoint. The Egyptian security checkpoint, I'm not gonna lie, there's some assholes. They some assholes. So if they start taking all your shit out your bag or disrespecting your bag, your luggage, I learned there that you gotta pick and choose your battles, because I was recording while they were going through my bag and he was just trying to tell me that wasn't legal. And here I am, a man correcting my status and aware of my supreme being and knowledge. And you just gonna lie to me and say it's illegal for me to have my phone out in the airport. So, what I mean, pick your battles, fam. If they go through your things and they ask you what do you have nothing to hide. Don't bring any Zaza. Please don't bring any gas. I don't know if you a drinker or a smoker, but leave it wherever it's at, and then you find your activities when you get there. Don't bring anything there, because it's gonna be a price to pay, and it may not be money. So once you make it past the security checkpoint, what it looks like now is you have all of these stores and they're trying to sell you SIM cards because you need service, right? You need service in Egypt, right? So these SIM cards are very, very cheap. I think I still got mine on my phone right now. It was very, very slim. They're all going to be racing to you, like standing out in their little cubbies, and they're just like, hey, come get SIM card, come get. They can tell you're not Egyptian off the rip. I landed looking like a straight thug from. they can tell you different. So they gonna be trying to get you the SIM cards. Look at that view. Hold on, let me flip the camera real quick. They're gonna be trying to get you a SIM card, and I advise that you get one right then and there. They'll help you out. I have an unlocked iPhone. It's convenient for me. So when you're traveling around the world, not just the United States, but around the world, it's very, very convenient for you to have a unlocked cell phone, so you can go with any carrier, right? Go ahead and pay them the couple dollars to give you the phone plan. You may want the service with a lot of 5G, Wi-Fi service connections. I believe I paid $35 to get my phone connected in Egypt, and it was easy. The man did everything for me. He ended up looking at my TikTok and was like, so yeah, we chopped it up and even made a video. From that point, the moment you walk outside, especially if you're going alone. Here's the thing: I travel alone. I would love to have a partner. Maybe in the future, my lady love will see this and she'll go, bet I'm about to find him and link up. But traveling alone, it really sinks in once you're alone and you can't just easily access anybody and ask them questions on a regular, like for your convenience. Like you have to remember, once you land in Egypt and you're about to leave outside of the airport, those people are there doing what they do every day. Some of them will act like they don't know which language you're speaking. Some of them don't want to talk to you. Some of them will be very helpful, and some of them will be trying to finesse. So use your hood instincts if you have any, and use your discernment. I remember when I first landed, I was just like, wow, I have so many freaking questions. Like off rip questions like, where do I go next? How do I do, is this the exit? You got so many questions, and it's almost like not too many people are making it convenient for you because it's inconveniencing for them. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, with that being said, let me say download Uber. Download the Uber app. The Uber app will take you everywhere. Uber is slightly inconsistent in Egypt. It's slightly inconsistent. What I mean by that, you might have a driver accept your ride. He may take 20 minutes to get to you, and then he may cancel. He or she may cancel. But if you're traveling, just travel ahead, plan ahead. So if you're going to go ride in the canal, don't get there 20. Don't book your ride to to the Nile River 30 minutes before you're supposed to be there. Book an hour ahead so you can deal with anything that's going on. Traffic is crazy in Egypt. The the traffic in Egypt is so crazy, but it's so raw. It's so raw. You see a whole bunch of scooters. You see coots, cut-cuts, or basically the taxi rides that have no doors, three wheels, and it's just like a little ball that drives. You see horses. You see people walking. All of this is happening all at the same time. So while you got horses going this way, you got the tuk-tuks going that way. You got the cars beeping and speeding as fast as they can to go through these little slots, and then you have hundreds of people packed up on scooters riding with each other. You're gonna catch the coach as soon as you leave the airport. I'm telling you, the airport I believe is in Cairo. The airport is in Cairo. So it's up to you. You have to decide this before you come. What type of experience do you want? Do you want to be living bougie? Do you want the uptown city experience, or do you want the Slumdog Millionaire experience? If you want the Slumdog Millionaire experience, check out Giza. If you want the, oh, I just woke up and I can smell the Nile, and my room looks like it's worth $6,000, but I only paid 100. If you want that type of vibe, you go to Cairo. Go to Cairo. Something about being black in Egypt, you feel like you're supposed to be there. You really do. Like when I walk with intention, I walk with confidence. That's anywhere, but especially there. And other people were able to pick up on that. It's a great thing. I remember once I was taking pictures by the pyramids, and a man came and he stopped me, and he was just like, the more. He said the more, like Moor or Moore. And when he said that, I nodded my head. I got a video of it. I nodded my head and I was like, yeah. Because he's spitting the underground knowledge, the over the head knowledge. They may look at you like you are the Moor of Egypt, and the Moorish Empire was one of the greatest things to come to pass with civilization earlier. Here's something I'm not sure if you guys are ready for, but I'm gonna say it. Hold on. I'm at a nice view, and there's quite a bit of people here at this bar. Everybody wants to take pictures. It's really, really nice. So work with us. Work with us. Let me know if you guys can hear me. What you may not be ready for is They have slaves in Egypt. Yeah, I don't know if y'all was ready for that. I'm gonna say that again. They actually have slaves in Egypt. Like current day, today, there are people who are enslaved in Egypt. Black people specifically, of course. Because if you didn't know, Egypt is in Africa. Shout out to the motherland. They call that Northern Africa. I believe it to be South, but who gives a F? My point is, there are slaves in Egypt, and you're probably sitting here like, what the F? How does slavery still happen? Well, it's complicated. It's complicated. It's complicated. So, this is how slavery is going on in Egypt. Right now, there's something going on with Libya. Libya is jacked up. There are a whole bunch of immigrants from many countries in Africa who have nothing left. Like literally risking their life to get to Europe is worth it versus starving and being completely dirt broke in their original countries. So what they intend on doing is networking with travelers who have boats and getting basically a pass to freedom, a pass to a new life. And these people are taking advantage of. So what's going on is you have many of African people who are trying to get away from their original countries for whatever reason, and they want to go to Europe to start a new life, and they have to trust people along the way, the movie, almost like the movie Queen and Slim. Queen and Slim, when they had to trust certain people, almost like the Underground Railroad, where you got to trust certain people, and some of these people may actually help you, and a lot of them have dirty intentions. They are selling people in Libya. When you get to the border, because Libya and Egypt are right next to each other, so when you're on that canal, you right there. These people, they look all types of ethnicities and colors and shades. Some of them even look like me, but when you come across these people, they're so desperate, they can be easily taken advantage of, and they end up usually being sold. Like I was told this while being in Egypt. So I was on my P's and Q's. I didn't it gave me a tough feel, but one off rip, they can't even afford to sell me. They were selling grown people, children, kids for $500, $600 American USD. You can't afford to sell me. If anything, I'm flipping the script and I'm selling all of y'all. But wow, the sun just went down and that was beautiful. But yeah, it's just a very much true thing. So when you go there, keep that in mind. I don't. It's not like you're going to see out people outside in chains though. So this is what happens. These people are now reaching out. These Africans are reaching out to other folks to get up across the sea, get across the water to be free. They end up meeting folks who are trafficking, and then somehow they get caught up. And in order to survive slash maintain, they're sold to other African people. So if a man in Egypt wants work inside of his home or a servant, he may have access to buy a whole nother black man. He has access to buy another black man, and that man will work for him inside of his home. He won't go outside. He won't go grocery shopping. He won't, work in the fields, but he will be like a servant to these people to eat, to live, or go back to where his original home is. So it's almost like indentured servitude, but indentured servitude is very, very similar. In fact, it is that, but it's a very harsh version of it. I'm going to call it slavery because that's what it is. They have no idea what's happening to them. So that's just to give you. So that's just a glimpse of what's going on over there in Egypt. I remember when I made a video on TikTok about this, it was concerning to folks, but I doubt that they know who to come after. If you're from the US, if you're from another country, if you look like you have wealth, they're not bothering you. Um, Me being a black man in Egypt, I don't think I would be able to take it. If I was to see anyone that would look like they was in them circumstances, I would have bought their freedom, no cap. That's just me. Next topic. Y'all let me know if y'all have any more questions about this because I can fill you guys in. I plan on doing something about this. I just have no idea what. So if you have any suggestions on how to help these people, especially the ones that are in Libya, leave a comment. Traveling black in Egypt. Traveling black in Egypt. If you feel like you connected to the land, you probably are. But let me just suggest to you, you just as well may be connected to Americanas, the Turtle Islands, the pyramids in Mexico, aka the Americas. Yes, yes. A lot of our culture is there too. When you're black in Egypt, you notice that color isn't necessarily a thing. They may make judgment based off of nationality and things of that nature. But okay, but yeah, you're not really being looked at by. You're not. The classism is not so much off of the color of the person. You guys, it is getting hot. It is getting hot. I am about to get out of here. I'm gonna do a part two. It's gonna be probably a video instead of a live. And you guys let me know what you want to know about being black in Egypt. In fact, let me know what you want to know about being black in any continent or country. What would you like me to travel to? Where do you want me to get the experience? Cause me, I'm a traveler. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and figure out for y'all, and I'm gonna bring it back. Peace to everybody who watched this video, and happy traveling.